about, Loan Depot was accused of steering. Loan Depot was accused of steering. They got a uh,
Okay, so viewers, let's explain to what
hold
steering
on. I'm
is.
about to get to it. So
Steering is
I'm gonna get to it. I'm gonna get to
oh,
it. Hold on. So Loan
okay.
Depot, they're being sued in this federal class action lawsuit alleging widespread illegal practices. The core claim is that Loan Depot illegally steered borrowers into higher rate, more expensive mortgages. So in real estate terms, we steer people into actual neighborhoods. Like, hey, you want to live in Hazelcrest, you don't want to live in Homewood or whatever the case is. In
No,
mortgage lending,
no. Let's get down. Let's get to what really steering is. So back in the '60s and '70s, if a black person wanted to live in a white neighborhood, the real estate professional will steer them to living in the black neighborhood,
right,
even though the the black person could afford to live in the white neighborhood just fine. They will still be steered into the black
yeah,
neighborhood.
absolutely. So I mean, based off of them steering them into higher rate mortgages, loan officers allegedly had their commissions directly tied to the interest rates and fees charged to the customers. All right. So the lawsuit claims that Loan Depot used a system of fake internal transfers and required loan officers to falsify documents to hide the practice. Borrowers claimed that they were pushed into costlier loans without being offered better price options. Um, the allegations directly target the federal rules, which Nikki was referring to, the Dodd Frank and Tilla, designed to prevent lenders from financially incentivizing loan officers to sell more expensive products. So essentially, Loan Depot loan officers were charging higher interest rates and higher loan origination fees so that they could get their commissions higher. And if they didn't do that, Loan Depot was essentially the conglomerate of Loan Depot was essentially lowering their commission or not paying them commission at all. So the reason that I'm bringing this up is because some of my favorite loan officers work for Loan Depot. I'm not going to say any names, but you know who you are. They're some of my favorite loan officers. They are who I send everybody to for the most part.
I do. I got a deal under contract now with Loan Depot.
Yep. And I mean to that point that some of my favorite ones work there. Some of my favorite LOs, or loan officers, they 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 doing all right. They doing good. They doing pretty good. They ain't hurting. You know what I'm saying? They originating the hell out of loans. So really, my concern is how widespread is this? How widespread is this alleged, you know, scheme to push people into higher rates? I mean, this class action lawsuit is being filed in Maryland, Virginia, and in Florida for right now. But Loan Depot is a nationwide company, you know. So, where
Yeah.
are you on that? Where are you on that? And then once you tell me where you are on that, we can go into Nikki's news, and we'll come back.
Are you asking me that?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm with you. I wanna have a conversation with my loan officers. I also because I just got a lady pre-approved yesterday with Loan Depot.
Mm,
And then I ain't gonna lie, with this particular loan officer, I do question if she is actually doing the best for the client sometimes.
yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, so I do question it sometimes. But the thing is that I do see with her, what she does do, she gives them like option one, option two, option three on their pre-approvals,
Hmm.
so they could pick where program they want to go into.
Okay, so
So
that's
she's not actually clearing them.
yeah. Okay, okay. I like that. I have come across Loan Depot loan officers who just send out a blanket pre-approval. And not now again, I don't know the conversation that they had with them. Maybe they had a conversation about all the options, but the thing that's on paper that I seen come through was just, hey, you're pre-approved for this. This what you can get, taxes, etc. So, again, our concern is how
And then,
widespread.
then another like Ricardo's team. Like I had a client who qualified for that $25,000 down for Cook County, and he's like, I don't even want to put them in that because the fees are so high for it. And
Hmm.
he's like, it really doesn't help them.
Yeah, yeah. So again, on the other side of that, and I had conversations with him like that before, especially concerning down payment assistance programs. So there are,
Mm.
and we know some loan officers who we can see that's moving ethically, right? Um, with Loan Depot. So we're going to go to Nikki's news, and when we come back, we're going to get into Loan Depot's actual business model and learn how this alleged steering could have possibly taken place. So it's on their business model. So they're a non-mortgage, non-bank mortgage lender. They're a major player, and they originate and service residential mortgages. They specialize in both home purchases and refinancing for existing homeowners. They offer a wide range of mortgage types, so conventional FHA, VA, jumbo, fixed/adjustable rates, home equity products. They also have that digital first application management platform, the Mello technology that supports the loan officers. They collect payments, so they service their own loans. That's very important to understand. They service their own loans, so they collect their own payments and manage the loans themselves post origination. So after they sold you the loan, or gave you the loan, they are the ones that keep the loan for themselves, service it, charge the fees, collect the mortgage payments, all of that. Then that provides reoccurring revenue and establishes that customer relationship for them. They also establish joint ventures with other real estate companies and home builders. They are publicly traded. That is another important thing. They are publicly traded. When you're public, they're not a franchise. See, I thought Loan Depot's certain branches were independently owned and operated. That's what I thought. So when I first saw this, I was like, oh, that's just a branch in Virginia, right? This goes back to my how widespread is this? If it was just a franchise, then that's that franchise, like Keller Williams Elite with Colleen. That was just our franchise that was moving like that. That wasn't indicative of the whole Keller Williams brand, right? But now what I'm learning is they're not independently owned and operated. They are under the corporate ownership. All the branches fall under direct ownership and control of Loan Depot Inc., which is a publicly traded company. They're looking for profits and loss. That's what they're looking at. They're not actually out here really. I mean, there are loan officers at Loan Depot who are actively about, hey, let me help this community, right? Let me be a resource for the community and open them up to all the products that we have. But their overall goal is profits for investors. That's what happens when you become a publicly traded company.
Yes.
They emphasize streamlined and centralized organizational structure for loan originations and fulfillment. Loan officers and staff. This is another important point. Loan officers and staff at Loan Depot branches are employees of Loan Depot. All right. As a realtor, and I work at just throw something out. I work at Real People Realty. I am not an employee of Real People Realty. I'm an
Right.
independent contractor working with Real People Realty. I'm a partner with Real People Realty, essentially. Loan Depot loan officers are employees of Loan Depot. They're not independent contractors or franchisees. So just to talk about how they get paid, on top of that, Loan Depot officers primarily earn enough through commissions, which are a percentage of each loan that help them close, but they also have a base salary, often hourly, and employee benefits like health insurance. So they're getting paid regardless. They don't get paid. Um, Now the recent federal lawsuit claims Loan Depot illegally tied these commissions that they're making on each loan to the interest rate and fees that customers paid. This means that loan officers are or were allegedly incentivized to get customers to accept higher mortgage rates and loan origination fees to earn more commissions for themselves. The lawsuit also claims that Loan Depot created a system of fake transfers of loans loan files to hide this practice and reduce commissions for officers who didn't get higher rates. So that loan officer who had those multiple plans, so the one that you referred to in that situation, there's this plan at this interest rate, is this plan at this interest rate, and this one at a lower interest rate. They are incentivized to push them into the highest interest rate because they're going to earn more commission on that deal, versus putting them into the lowest interest rate where they're going to get a minuscule commission or not commission at all.
Oh,
So this is the problem, and this alleged practice goes against federal laws designed to protect consumers from being steered into more expensive loans for the lender's benefit. All right. So again, how widespread is this? I think that there is a very real possibility that this is a practice that's going on throughout the United States, unbeknownst to us, because we don't know a whole lot about the structure. Well, now I do, but before I didn't know a whole lot about the structure of how Loan Depot worked, or what they were incentivized. I thought they were just incentivized to do loans, just like we're incentivized to close properties, right? So, I mean, you could say the same thing about realtors. We're pushing people into higher price homes because we're going to get paid more. Well, we get a paid percentage of the closing, regardless of what or how high you buy. But there's definitely a thin line between ethical and illegal. Steering is illegal. It's not necessarily. It might be unethical to say, hey, let's buy this a little bit more expensive house. So I guess it depends on who's asking. But I guess even a deeper question is, this could be happening or not happening. It's all alleged. It's a class action lawsuit. It's going to be a while. They're going to be litigating it, and they're probably going to settle, and then this is going to get swept under the rug. My question is, do you think that there's an attack on the real estate industry? Because we just went through the same thing as realtors. Now they're going against they're going after loan officers in the same vein. Or do you think that Loan Depot is actually out here moving fraudulently and not in the best interest of the people that they serve?
well, remember when we started working together, the thing I told you to do is focus on the relationships and the money will come.
Absolutely.
Did that ever ring true for you?
Absolutely. It still does ring true. And
So yeah, because my thing is that I believe that some of the loan operators I feel like are operating like that,
yeah,
right? I'm not gonna say all of them are. Um, like when you have people over profits, the profits would definitely come
yeah,
for sure. I highly believe that, and I think that's how God blesses us. When we put people over profit, God will take care of us too.
yep.
All right, that's me. That's
I'm with you. I think in real estate and sales in general is a relationship business. But the problem always comes when a company goes public, or opens the door up to new investors trying to grow. As every business wants to do, every business wants to grow. But once you tie in a bunch of other investors, you got your project that started as a means to helping people get quality loans and be able to get affordable loans turns into a scheme where investors come in and they are all about profits. They're not about helping people. And all of us kind of fall victim to that. If we go buy Loan Depot stock, we want to see Loan Depot stock rise over the next 10, 15 years. That's why we invested in
yeah,
it. We didn't necessarily invest in Loan Depot to say, hey, this company is helping people buy more. That might be an ancillary reason why you invested in Loan Depot, but you want to see that money make money, so that we are looking for that passive income. That's why we do that. So it just breeds, the company saying, hey, we need higher interest rates so that we can make more profit, so that we can pay our loan officers more, or whatever the case, so that we can get this money back for our investors, so that our CEO can make more money. That's my rant for today. Y'all let us know what you think. Do you think Loan Depot was maliciously doing this, or was this happenstance? And also, how widespread is this? Do you know a Loan Depot agent? Are they moving ethically? I got